tensions across the Middle East have entered a more precarious phase following the arrival of dozens of United States Air Force F-15 fighter jets and KC-135 Stratotanker aerial refueling aircraft at Muwafaq Salti Air Base in eastern Jordan, a development that signals a marked escalation in Washington's regional military posture. The movement of such a substantial concentration of combat and support aircraft has not gone unnoticed, drawing scrutiny from defense analysts, regional governments, and rival powers who view the deployment as a clear indicator of heightened readiness amid an increasingly volatile security environment. Muwafaq Salti Air Base, also known as Al-Azraq Air Base, has long occupied a quiet yet pivotal role in US and coalition military planning. Located in Jordan's arid eastern desert, the base offers a geographically advantageous position that allows rapid air access to multiple strategic theaters, including Syria, Iraq, the eastern Mediterranean, and the northern reaches of the Arabian Peninsula. Over the years, the facility has undergone extensive modernization, much of it supported by US funding, transforming it from a modest airfield into a robust forward operating location, capable of supporting sustained high-tempo air operations. Expanded runways, hardened aircraft shelters, advanced communications infrastructure, and improved logistics facilities have enabled the base to host sophisticated combat aircraft and large numbers of personnel on short notice. The arrival of dozens of F-15 fighter jets represents a significant reinforcement of US air combat power in the region. The F-15 platform, particularly in its strike and multi-role variants, remains one of the most capable fourth-generation fighters in the US inventory. Designed for both air superiority and precision ground attack missions, these aircraft are equipped with advanced radar systems, electronic warfare capabilities, and a wide array of air-to-air and air-to-ground munitions. Their deployment to Jordan enhances the US military's ability to rapidly respond to a broad range of contingencies, from defensive air patrols and interception missions to deep strike operations against hardened or time-sensitive targets. Equally important to the deployment is the presence of KC-135 Stratotanker aircraft, whose role is often understated but strategically decisive. Aerial refueling capability dramatically expands the operational reach and endurance of fighter jets, allowing them to remain airborne for extended periods and operate far beyond the limitations imposed by ground-based refueling alone. By forward positioning tankers at Muwafaq Salti, US planners ensure that fighter aircraft can conduct sustained patrols, surge operations, or rapid redeployments across the region without the need to rely on a dense network of local bases. In military terms, the combination of fighters and tankers transforms the base into a flexible launchpad for continuous air operations, rather than a static defensive outpost. The timing of the deployment has intensified speculation about its underlying motivations. The Middle East is currently marked by overlapping crises that include persistent tensions between the United States and Iran, ongoing conflicts involving state and non-state actors, and rising concerns over the security of critical infrastructure and trade routes. In recent months, confrontations and rhetorical escalations have increased fears of miscalculation, particularly as rival forces operate in close proximity across contested airspace and maritime corridors. Against this backdrop, the US decision to bolster its air presence in Jordan appears designed to strengthen deterrence while preserving the ability to respond decisively should deterrence fail. From Washington's perspective, air power offers a means of projecting strength without the political and logistical burden associated with large ground troop deployments. Fighters and support aircraft can be deployed quickly, repositioned as circumstances change, and withdrawn with relative ease once tensions subside. This flexibility makes them an attractive tool for managing crises in regions where the US seeks to demonstrate resolve while avoiding deeper entanglement. The deployment to Jordan fits squarely within this approach, providing a visible show of force that signals commitment to regional security while retaining strategic ambiguity about specific operational intentions. Jordan's role as host to this build-up underscores its importance as a key US ally in a turbulent neighborhood. The kingdom has long been regarded as a stabilizing force in the region, maintaining cooperative security relationships with Western partners while navigating complex diplomatic ties with neighboring states. Hosting a large concentration of US air assets reflects a deep level of military cooperation and trust, but it also places Jordan at the intersection of competing regional interests. The presence of advanced combat aircraft on Jordanian soil inevitably attracts attention from from adversaries, who may view the kingdom as an extension of US power projection, even as Jordanian officials emphasize the defensive and stabilizing nature of such deployments. For the Jordanian government, the deployment presents both strategic benefits and delicate challenges. On one hand, the presence of US forces enhances national security by deterring external threats and strengthening air defense capabilities through close coordination and intelligence sharing. On the other hand, it requires careful diplomatic management to avoid being drawn into regional confrontations that could undermine domestic stability or strain relations with neighboring countries. Military analysts note that the scale and composition of the deployment suggest preparation for sustained operations rather than a brief, symbolic show of force. The integration of fighters, tankers, and supporting infrastructure points to a posture designed for endurance and adaptability. Such a setup allows US commanders to adjust mission profiles rapidly in response to changing conditions, whether that involves increased surveillance, defensive counter-air missions, or offensive strike planning. It also enables close coordination with other US and allied assets operating in the region, including naval forces, missile defense systems, and intelligence platforms. The broader regional implications of the deployment are complex. For US allies, the arrival of additional air power may offer reassurance at a time when security concerns are mounting. For adversaries, however, it may be interpreted as a warning that Washington is prepared to escalate if provoked. History has shown that military buildups can have both stabilizing and destabilizing effects, depending on how they are perceived and responded to by other actors. In a region already marked by deep mistrust and competing narratives, the risk of misinterpretation remains a constant concern. For now, the arrival of dozens of US F-15 fighter jets and KC-135 tankers in Jordan stands as one of the most visible manifestations of rising tensions across the Middle East. It reflects a strategic calculation by Washington that air power remains a critical instrument for shaping events in a region where the margin for error is slim and the consequences of conflict are far-reaching. Whether this build-up ultimately contributes to stability by deterring aggression or adds another layer of complexity to an already fragile security environment will depend on how regional actors interpret and respond to the unmistakable signal sent by the sustained presence of American combat aircraft over the Jordanian desert. Would you like it? Hit the like button and subscribe to our channels for more interesting and informative videos.